Hi, Scrappy friends. It's Kim back from Making Creative Memories in Time. And today, which is a Thursday, Halloween, October 31st, happy Halloween. I am starting a brand new series that I'll run this series for maybe 6 weeks, maybe longer. We'll see how it goes. Every Thursday is going to be Take Me Back Thursday. And here's what that series is going to include. It's going to include product that is older, maybe not necessarily like 20 years old because I've already destashed all that, but it's just old product and or old pictures. So today's Take Me Back Thursday is this picture, and I'm sorry about the glare from my studio lights. This picture is my maternal grandmother and grandfather, both of whom have long passed, and my baby sister, Christy. She is nanny to my brand new grandnephew, my great-nephew, Roland, that was born in August. So she's now nanny. She was almost 3 in this picture. She turned 3 on January 19th, and this was Christmas Eve. And this is my maternal grandmother and maternal grandfather. This is an original picture that I'm guessing my mom had cut down and put in a frame or something. And so this picture goes back to 1976. So this is a Take Me Back. And then the paper collection that I am going to use is a collection called Oh What Fun from Close to My Heart. And this, I think, predates 2020. I think this was something that happened. I don't remember what year this is. And this was actually before they started printing the year on the zip strip. They eventually, oh, right here it says 2018. So this goes back to 2018. So this is a Take Me Back. And this kit is Oh What's Fun. And so what I did, I pulled out this kit and I just had some scrap pieces that were already cut, and we're going to use these scrap pieces. I had one of the images stamped already, but it wasn't a good crisp clear stamp, so we'll just put this back in the pack and we'll use it later. So this stamp has everything I need to decorate and embellish this page. It's got a cute tree. It's got 3 different ornaments, merry and bright. It's got the little banner that says Believe, a smaller tree. You've got different stars. It says Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho. You've got the little stamp for the ornament holder, you know, like the little string and the bow. You've got this little curly, and then 'Tis the Season. So this is all I'm going to need, other than maybe some brightly colored gems, some dots or some gems. So that I'm going to use. Definitely I'm going to use these 2 pieces of pattern paper that's already cut. I did pull, and I pulled this piece because I think this will be fun to do, since it's a smaller picture, do a good white mat, and then do like a chunky border mat in this clover green. So that for sure is going to be used. These pieces were already strips that were cut, and I thought, ooh, let's just pull these out and see what we can do with these. Obviously, I don't know that I'm going to cut any kind of embellishment out of this, but I may make some little banners at the top of the page with this or something. So we're just using what's already cut. I did look at zip strips that were already cut, and the idea I have for this page, that zip strip wouldn't work. This zip strip would sort of compete with the angles I already have going on. Here is a pink one that may work. We're going to pull that out. We're definitely going to pull out this white cardstock to stamp and or die cut. And I think that's it, because when I looked through the rest of the paper, I really didn't feel like there was anything else I wanted to use from this collection. But I did pull this card, this sheet that's a cut apart sheet, because I like the word happy. I like these little things that can tuck here and there. I like this polka dot. I like this Mary. So there's a couple of things I may pull from this cut apart sheet. We'll just see how that goes. And so let's just move this and let's get started with building our page. So I'm going to use bright white cardstock, and I like the idea of just using what's there, like using what's cut. And I forgot to tell you, I pulled Clover and Raspberry ink because those are the colors. So I think I want to go ahead and let's do this photo first, because mounting this photo is really going to help me determine like how big I want these strips to be and all of that fun stuff. So let's make sure that I have the right repositionable tape runner. Now I probably need to try to, let's do that. I was going to do this as original, but I probably do need to try to straighten it up just a smidge. So what I'm going to do here is, and I don't want to lose a lot of the photo. So we're just going to try to straighten it up the best we can. Ooh, which is not straight. Let me tell you, friends, it is not straight. Well, let's just come down here. And let's use some guidelines here. And this even actually had like some tape. So I'm pretty sure that at some point my mom may have taped this into a photo frame, maybe at some point. So let's just straighten it up the best that we can. And when you work with old pictures, chances are you're going to have wonky size pictures. So that looks, it's not perfectly straight, but it looks better. This is a really old picture. When I was at my parents' last weekend, my mom gave me some boxes of photos, and the photo actually had started tearing there. And so I am very happy to have acquired these photos. There's tons of old pictures from my childhood, and I am so happy that I bought them. So we're just going to continue to use my personal trimmer just because it's easy. Okay, now that right there still looks a little crooked. So it's the photo that is a little crooked, but I'm going to be okay with it. Okay, so now we are going to do a green matte, and I want this green matte, well, wouldn't you know, it's going to run out on me right after I get started. Anytime that happens, I don't mind changing my tape runner with you guys, because I want you to see. Some people are intimidated by tape runners. Probably none of you, because you've scrapbooked for far too long to be intimidated by a tape runner, right? But sometimes people are intimidated by tape runners, and I don't ever mind doing this with you guys, because I want you to see just how easy it is to work on these tapes, like to reposition, to change out the tape runner. So this is about right. I love the idea of this little series, the Take Me Back series. I saw something that someone else had posted. I saw it online, and it was like, what's your favorite part of the process? Is your favorite part of the process the design? Is your favorite part of the process like going back and reliving those memories? So this would have been the last Christmas that my grandmother was alive. So for me, that's what's happening right now, is I'm reliving. How old was I when my grandma passed away? 8, 7, 8. I turned 8 that summer. She passed away when I was 7, and I turned 8 that summer. So it's like, yeah. Oh, I love it, and I feel like that's going to be a good base right there. So I do think, just to make if I'm going to use this as a banner, I think like to do this little touch of it right here, and then cut this down a little bit and have a banner up here. I like that. And then, and again, the only thing I cut was white for my background, my mat, and the green for my mat. I do feel like I need some of that green up there, so we'll pull this out, and that way we'll have some green up there. That way we have that clover green, and we're just going to cut. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same width, but we just want to carry that color up there. So now let me see if there's something on this that I wanted to use. I don't feel like I need to introduce another polka dot, because I've got that raspberry polka dot, and I've got the flamingo or ballerina polka dot. That pattern's too busy. That pattern's too busy. I am liking these, possibly. Let's pull in. So, I'm sorry about that. You guys are 100% getting the thought process today, because this, when I typically sit down to do a layout, I kind of have a little indication of what's going to happen in my mind, right? This Take Me Back series, no. I just know that I want to do an old photo, and I know that I want to use a collection that goes back beyond this current year. So I'm thinking that may be fun. I think what we need to do here, because that has a little gap in how that's cut, just realize that. So let's sort of do it that way. And then my photo's going to go here. I think that'll just be fun for a layer. And then that'll be fun for a layer. Do my banners up here. I think I'm good with that. And then this will just be a good journal spot. So let's go ahead and trim this and let this be a journal spot. We'll put this together. We'll see how this is going to go. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go this way. I was checking that hand to see if I need to go get anything, put a bandage on it. All right, so now let's go ahead and stamp some things. And I don't know that I'm going to use that zip strip. That's an entirely different pink. So let's stamp some things, friends. We have stamps and we have thin cuts. So let me pull in a couple blocks. So definitely I want the Santa in the raspberry. "100% want Santa in the raspberry." Now, obviously, as pink as that is, he's been used, but because he's been stored, we are going to season it up. Just hold that down so it can absorb into the cotton fibers of the paper. So cute. Love that. And let's clean our stamp. Okay, that one is going back on. Now, I want to stamp 2 of the trees, and I want them in the green, most definitely. So, I love pulling stamps from my stash. Now, what I'm doing is I'm putting both stamps on, but I'm leaving it in a way that I can get my die cuts around that stamp. And again, we are just going to make sure that these are seasoned. How cute is that? Now, I'm going to want another set of those trees. Getting the most out of my paper there. I didn't wet my chamois, so I'm just misting, and then you know how I am with my little soft cloths. I love that. I'm probably going to use just about everything on this stamp set, probably. I am going to do the Believe in green. And I'm going to do that right up here. So that I can make sure that's going to get die cut. Now I'm going to need another piece of white paper that I didn't have, because I am going to do the Merry and Bright. So let's grab one more piece of white paper. Don't you love it when you dig into an old collection and there's already some white paper in there for you? I do. I love it. I love it. So we are going to do the Merry and Raspberry. And we are going to do the Bright in Raspberry. And I love that this is non-traditional colors. And we are going to do the Bright. And then we are going to do the ampersand in green. So in this series, I hope you are encouraged to either pull old photos or to pull older paper. Now, old could be something you bought 2 months ago. Old doesn't have to be old as in several years ago, but the purpose of this series is to encourage you to use your stash. That's what I want you to do in this. Use your stash. go into your old photos and then use your stash. So I am going to die cut all of this and I will be right back. Okay, so I have die cut everything. Everything's ready to go. And then I made a decision that I want to add just a little bit of fun over here on this page. And so I am going to do a little bit of packaging technique. And I'm actually going to use the exact package that my die cuts are in. Because there's going to be, even though there's a lot of color, there's going to be a lot of white space. I want the white space, but we're going to do something a little bit fun with this. So the ink I'm using right now is the Flamingo Pink. And I'm just going to put some ink directly on my mat. Add in a little bit of water. And I'm just going to go in with my hand. And that's all I'm going to do. Because I also want to scatter a little bit of that green. Now, I do not hurt my piece of packaging at all by doing that packaging technique. Not at all. I can slide my die cuts right back in there. And they'll be perfect to go right back in the envelope. Now I'm going to pull in that clover. And we're basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to put down some green. I'm going to put in about that much water. I may end up needing more water. I'm going to pull in my handy dandy fan brush. And I want something heavy here because I want this to be bigger drops. And I don't want a lot of messy. I just want some messy, okay? And then we're just going to wipe this up. This is why, friends, I love these microfiber towels that you can buy at any dollar store. Now, they do stain up, but they're perfect in your craft room. And if you don't have one of these mats, you can totally use a package that your paper comes in. These mats you can find at scrapbook.com. You can find them at any of the big box stores. They're like a all-purpose mat, media mat. They're grippy on one side and slick on the other, but your packaging that your paper comes in works just as fine if you don't have a mat. And then I'm just going to make sure this paintbrush is clean. That's giving this mixed media a little bit of time to dry. And now let's start. It's not wet at all, and I intentionally didn't put a lot of water because I didn't want it to be wet. And also, let's pull in one of my mats with the lines so that I can keep myself a little bit straight here. You all know me. I love a little bit of splatter. I love me a little bit of mess. You know me, friends. You know me well. I know I want to tuck this piece up under, so I'm going to come at about 3/4 of an inch. In. And we're going to look at that and see if it looks straight, and it does. And then we're going to tuck this. One of those looked like they were a little wonky, but I think we're going to be okay. So we are going to overlap just a smidge. And this is going to go at about 5 3/4. Okay, and then let's let that, this is just going to be something fun to pull that in up there. So let's let that piece kind of be right about there. Part of me wants to put it right here. Part of me does. Just to make that fun little transition. I think that's fun right there. I'm probably going to put this up on foam tape. So let's go ahead and do that. No, I'm not going to put it up on foam tape because I think I want my Santa to be up on foam tape. Now here's the thing. You know, when I start this part right here, I always want to change and move around and all that fun stuff. You know this about me. I like that, but I don't know that we're going to use that. So let's go ahead and do Santa. Santa is going to go on foam tape. That's a little bit thicker than I want to use. I've got several different dimensions out right now. So while I'm getting this foam tape down, I have a few things I want to say. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you, thank you. I hope you are enjoying my channel. It means the world to me that you are stopping by and saying hello. I love it. If you are not yet a subscriber, I would love for you to become a subscriber. Be sure to just hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified anytime new content is posted. I am just playing around here, friends. I don't know that I'm going to use all 4 of those trees. This one, I feel like, I think we're going to be okay right there. So what we're going to do, instead of popping up the word believe on foam, we're just going to use Barely Arts Precision Glue. Now, the only thing I'll be able to link for you down below today in the description, because obviously this paper is close to my heart, it's not available because it's a Take Me Back Thursday. I can link the Barely Arts glue from Amazon. It's the best liquid glue ever, 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 ever. And I can link my mat. I can link the soft or the bright white paper and the tape runner, repositionable tape runner. We're going to do that tree right there. This one we're going to put up on foam tape. The foam tape that I'm currently using is also close to my heart, but and I have some foam tape ordered from Creative Memories, but it hasn't come in yet, and I still have a decent stash of this foam tape from close to my heart, and so I'm probably going to use it up before I tear in. Now, I do have a little bit thicker tape that I ended up buying like for Ashley's baby shower, and I bought it like at a Dollar Tree or something. And we're going to let this one sort of be up on foam tape and overlap. This one, I think this one may be fun to overlap the picture. So we're going to use repositionable adhesive on this because we're going to let it overlap the picture. And then I like the Merry and Bright. These obviously are going to go up on 3D foam tape. I feel like this series is probably something that my heart needs, especially after finding these old pictures that my mom has given me. But then also I need to be motivated to use things in my stash. And so every Thursday, I'm either going to pull the paper pack that is older, or I am going to pull a photo that is older, or photos. This was one, and I even thought about trying to scan it and make the photo bigger, and I thought, nope, we're going to do that original picture. Now, I think what I'm going to do, friends, up here at the top, and I don't know that I'm going to use this. We may and we may not. I'm just not sure. So we're going to take that off. Up here at the top, we're going to come back and we're going to stamp. But up here, and I'm going to come back and work on this. We're just getting started with it. I think it's going to go this way. So if it's going to go that way, that one is in that direction. And then instead of cutting another piece, we can use this one. And even though I don't have dovetails elsewhere, I'm liking that. Now this, obviously, I'm going to need a different, am I going to need a different? Maybe I can just trim it down. So let's pull this in. I'm trying to make my mind up. You know I'm indecisive. You know I'm indecisive, friends. If you follow me at all, you know I'm indecisive. And because I want those trees to be going in the right direction. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a banner. Or would it look better? I think it's going to look good right there. And then we'll have this one. We're just playing around here a minute. And see what we think about it. Now flip it over, trim all of this off, and see what we think. I kind of like it. I kind of like it, friends. And I almost feel like I need this bright pink down here. So let's put a little dovetail in this. I do feel like it needs to be down here. And we'll do that final tree right there. That pulls in the dovetail. And a design tip when you are working with a one-page spread, if you do your elements on the diagonal this way, or you can still do the visual triangle, that's going to help your eye move around the page. So let's pull in a little bit more foam tape. And then we're going to do just a little bit more stamping. And to be honest with you, I don't know that I'm going to do any enamel dots or gems after I did my splatters. I really don't think so. But I love that. I love the splatters. Hopefully you guys have stuck around and are enjoying this. Okay, so let's see. I think up here, I'm going to do the Ho 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 in pink. I've got quite a bit of pink on this page, but I think we're going to do a little bit more pink. I'm going to have to stand up and pray my head doesn't get in the camera, friends. I pray my head doesn't get in the camera. Okay, now let's see, what else do we have? Merry Christmas, 'tis the season. And I think I'm going to do the 'tis the season in the green. I think I'm going to do 'tis the season right there. And then let's pull in these little stars. And we'll do a pink star. And we're going to do one more pink. And let's make that odd. Let's come back with one more and make it odd. Oh, I love it. Don't you love it? I love it. So up here, we're going to do green. And then down here, we're going to do a green. And then maybe right here, a green. I'm not going to stamp over here because it's just going to get lost. Okay. So now let's come back with pink. Whoops. I stuck that one in the wrong color. Pink. Pink. We're almost finished, friends. Pink. 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 I think I need a couple pink down here. And then may as well do 2 more. And then we're going to call it quits. Because, well, I need to stamp my little. Oh, I love it. I love it. Too cute. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our little bow. So on the one that's pink, we are going to stamp green. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take a piece of this pattern paper just in case it runs off the page. How cute. Oh, part of my bow didn't come through. There we go. And then we are going to do green right here. How cute is that? And then we're going to do pink. And we are going to be finished. How stinking cute. Oh, we're going to be finished, or are we not going to be finished? Part of me wants to use this little doodle. Part of me wants to use the doodle, but nope, we're going to be finished. We are going to be finished, friends. So what do you think? I love it. I like the addition of the banners up there. And then I can hand journal down in here. I love it. So tell me what you think. Again, thank you for choosing to subscribe to my channel. If you're not yet a subscriber, I would love to have you join me on this scrappy adventure. Thanks, friends, and happy scrapping.